Shri Rupam Sankirjatam Sadvaitam Savadutam Vajanam Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padha Sahagana Lila Shri Vishakam Mam Vishnuvaraya Krishna Vishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachari Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pashat Deshadari Namo Mahamadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaurakushe He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Radha Kanta Namaste तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे
Hare
हरे
Hare
राम
Rama,
Hare Ram,
राम
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
हरे कृष्णा. So my voice is clear. My voice is already not clear, and in fact my bandwidth is low. So, and I am in bus party now. So we have to tolerate because the voice. You are able to hear audio?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Anuj? Clear, huh? I will put earphone. Let's see. It's better like this. This is better. Very Krishna. Start from here. Anuj Prabhu, tell me one thing. My
Yes,
audio and video is clear.
Prabhuji, audio is clear. Video is little blurred, but it's clear.
Okay.
Till now we are not seeing any disturbance.
Because I am in bus party, so generally yeah. But I am carrying a dongle. So and I have got some cold and cough, so that's why I'm eating. So anyway, but we will start. Till where we ended last time?
Verse 10, Prabhuji.
Verse 10. Chapter 2, right? Chapter 2, verse 10. 10 we covered?
Yes, 10 is covered.
Okay. Start with. And there are total how many verses? 34 verses. Okay. Manageable.
Your voice is breaking a bit. Can I just ask, like, is it for
Breaking?
everyone? Yes, little.
Actually, my
Other,
voice is breaking for everybody.
at least for me, I want with others.
Yes,
No,
Prabhu. It's little bit breaking, Prabhu.
please pray to Lord that my throat improves. Properly. Okay. You can repeat after me. Vadanti tattvavidas. You can unmute while reciting the words so that I can hear that you are reciting. Vadanti tattvavidas.
Vadanti
Vadanti
Tattvam yajnanamadvayam
Tattvamyajnanadvayam
brahmeti paramatmeti
Brahmeti Paramatmeti
Bhagavan iti sabdate.
Bhagavaniti Sabdate.
Okay, I will ask one by one to please. Sandeep rules. Sandeep rules. Others now mute. Others should. Yes, Sandeep bro. Yes, start. Pronunciation. Sandeep bro, you have to unmute. Sandeep Prabhu, unmute and read.
Sorry.
What is he doing?
Okay. Translation. Learn translation. Who knew the absolute truth? All this non-dual substance, Brahman, Paramatma, or Bhagwan. Purport. The absolute truth is both subject and object, and there is no qualitative difference there. Therefore, Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan are qualitatively one and the same. The same substance is realized as impersonal Brahman by the students of Upanishads, as localized Paramatma by the Hiranyagarbhadas or the yogis, and the Bhagwan by the devotees. In other words, Bhagwan or the personality of Godhead is the last word of the absolute truth. Paramatma is the partial representation of the personality of Godhead, and impersonal Brahman is the glowing effluence of the personality of Godhead, as the sun rays are to the sun god. Less intelligent students of either of the above school sometimes argue in favor of their own respective realization. But those who are perfect sees the absolute truth, knows well that the above three features of the one absolute truth are different perspective views seen from different angles of the vision. As it is explained in the first sloka of the first chapter of Bhagavatam, the supreme truth is self-sufficient, cognizant, and free from illusion of relativity. In the relative world, the knower is different from the known, but in the absolute truth, both the knower and the known are one and the same thing. In the relative world, the knower is the living spirit or superior energy, whereas the known is inert matter or inferior energy. Therefore, there is a duality of inferior and superior energy. Whereas in the absolute realm, both the knower and the known are of the same superior energy. There are three kinds of energies in the supreme energetic. There is no difference between the energy and energetic, but there is a difference of quality of energies. The absolute realm and the living entities are of the same superior energy, but the material world is inferior energy. The living being in contact with the inferior energy is illusion, thinking he belongs to the inferior energy. Therefore, there is a sense of relativity in the material world. In the absolute truth, there is no such sense of difference between the knower and the known, and therefore everything there is absolute. Thank you.
So here the three features of God are described. Vadanti tattvavidas. Tattvam yajnanadvayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavati. Those who are learned, they know God in these three features. Okay? They know the Lord in three features. So what are these three features? So now
voice
is
is
breaking.
breaking, Prabhuji.
Okay, I will switch off the video. Screen. Yeah. Okay. So the three features, Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. These are the three features of the Lord. So Prabhupada gives three examples, three analogies for these three features. Brahman is from distance you know the Lord. You go a little near, you know more about the Lord as Paramatma. And Bhagavan is you know him best. Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. So these are the three features. So Prabhupada for this example, for this point. Anybody tell which are the three examples Prabhupada would use for explaining this Brahman, Paramatma? You see some object from distance, you go a little near, you go very near, you see very clearly. Somebody Sai Sutrik. Yes. Sai Sutrik.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
You have to
Prabhupada gives example of a train. From far only we can see the light, and when it comes near we can see the train, and when it comes still near we can see the people inside the train.
Okay, this is one analogy. Second one. Okay, second one was Charna Ravindra Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhupada gives example of sunshine, sun disk, and sun god, the personality of.
Yes. Sun shine, sun disk, sun globe, and the sun god, Vivashva. Yeah.
Yes.
This is a great example of the train. The third one. Third one, let me see. Somebody else. Anush Prabhu.
I wanted to say voice is still breaking in between.
Oh, really?
But it's not.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Acha. It can be done. We'll go on the terrace. I can go to terrace. Hold on. I go to and Bhagwan. So actually, Brahman is like seeing the Lord from distance, like a mountain, hazy mountain you see. And when you go a little near, you see the mountain outline and some trees. And when you go very near, you see people also. Or from distance, a train, you see only light. But when you go near, you see the different bogies. And the train comes very near on the platform, the people also get down. Or the sun, sunlight, sun disk, and sun god. So like that, this Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan features are there. One knows about the Lord more closely, and more closely. So these Gyanis are compared. Gyanis are on the level of Brahman. So they think Lord as only Brahman. God is light. God is love, and like that they say. And then the yogis, they meditate on the Paramatma feature of the Lord. But then Paramatma feature is only Upadrishta Anumanta, Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara. So he only gives just reciprocate whatever the karma is, sanctions, just witnesses, but there is not loving reciprocation. But that loving reciprocation is with Bhagavan feature by the devotees. Devotees can access that feature. So it's like Sat Chit Anand. Sat feature is there in Brahman, Chit Chit is there in Paramatma, in Bhagavan Sat Chit Anand. All three features are there. So a devotee only knows Lord completely because he knows the Bhagavan feature. Okay? So that is what is. One feature is the most feature of Lord. This Ishvara Krishna Chidanand Vigra. This
तच्चत्तदाना मुनियो
ज्ञानवैराग्य युक्तया पश्यन्ति आत्मनि चात्मानं
पश्यन्त्यात्मानं
भक्त्याश्रिता गृहीतया. Yes, now Anushko, you can read.
Translation. The seriously inquisitive student or sage, well equipped with knowledge and detachment, realizes that absolute truth by rendering devotional service in terms of what he has heard from the Vedanta Shruti. Purport. The absolute truth is realized in full by the process of devotional service to the Lord Vasudev, or the personality of Godhead, who is the full-fledged absolute truth. Brahman is his transcendental bodily effulgence, and Paramatma is his partial representation. As such, Brahman or Paramatma realization of the absolute truth is but a partial realization. There are four types of human beings: the karmis, the jnanis, the yogis, and the devotees. The karmis are materialistics, whereas the other three are transcendental. The first class transcendentalists are the devotees who have realized the Supreme Person. The second class transcendentalists are those who have partially realized the plenary portion of the Absolute Person. And the third class transcendentalists are those who have barely realized the spiritual focus of the Absolute Person. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita and other Vedic literatures, the Supreme Person is realized by devotional service, which is backed by full knowledge and detachment from material association. We have already discussed the point that devotional service is followed by knowledge and detachment from material association. As Brahman and Paramatma realization are imperfect realizations of the absolute truth, so the means of realizing Brahman and Paramatma, that is the path of Jnana and Yoga, are also imperfect means of realizing the absolute truth. Devotional service, which is based on the foreground of full knowledge, combined with detachment from material association, and which is fixed by the oral reception of the Vedanta Shruti, is the only perfect method by which the seriously inquisitive student can realize the absolute truth. Devotional service is not therefore meant for the less intelligent class of transcendentalists. There are three classes of devotees, namely the first, second, and third class. The third class devotees, or the neophytes, who have no knowledge and are not detached from material association, but who are simply attracted by the preliminary process of worshipping the deity in the temple, are called material devotees. Material devotees are more attached to material benefit than transcendental profit. Therefore, one has to make definite progress from the position of material devotional service to the second class devotional position. In the second class position, the devotee can see four principles in devotional line, namely the personality of Godhead, his devotees, the ignorant and the envious. One has to raise himself at least to the stage of a second-class devotee and thus become eligible to know the absolute truth. A third-class devotee therefore has to receive the instructions of devotional service from the authoritative sources of Bhagavad. The number one Bhagavad is the established personality of devotee, and the other Bhagavatam is the message of Godhead. The third class devotee therefore has to go to the personality of devotee in order to learn the instructions of devotional service. Such a personality of devotee is not a professional man who earns his livelihood by the business of Bhagavatam. Such a devotee must be a representative of Shukdev Goswami, like Sud Goswami, and must preach the cult of devotional service for the all-round benefit of all people. A neophyte devotee has very little taste for hearing from the authorities. Such a neophyte devotee make a show of hearing from the professional men to satisfy his senses. This sort of hearing and chanting has spoiled the whole thing. So one should be very careful about the faulty process. The holy message of Godhead as inculcated in the Bhagavad Gita or in the Srimad Bhagavatam are undoubtedly transcendental subjects. But even though they are so, such transcendental matters are not to be received from the professional men who spoils them as the serpent spoils milk simply by the touch of his tongue. A sincere devotee must therefore be prepared to hear the Vedic literature like the Upanishads, Vedanta and other literatures left by the previous authorities or Goswamis for the benefit of his progress. Without hearing such literatures, one cannot make actual progress. And without hearing and following the instructions, the show of devotional service becomes worthless and therefore a sort of disturbance in the path of devotional service. Unless therefore devotional service is established on the principle of Shruti, Smriti, Puran and Pancharatra authorities, the make show of devotional service should be at once be rejected. An unauthorized devotee should never be recognized as a pure devotee. By elimination of such messages from Vedic literatures, one can see the all-pervading, localized aspect of the personality of Godhead within his self constantly. This is called Samadhi.
Of hearing one who has heard Vedanta Shruti, then he implements his life and renders devotional service according to what he has heard. Prabhupada is telling about the three types of devotees: first class, second class, third class. First class means Uttam Adhikari. Kanishta Adhikari, his faith is only on the deities. His faith is only on the deities. He sees Lord in the deity form. But he also respects others. Prema, Maitri, Kripa, Upeksha. He has Prem on the Lord, Maitri, the devotee, Kripa on the juniors, new people, and Upeksha is he keeps distance from the envious. Prem, Maitri, Kripa, Upeksha. That is second class, Madhyam Adhikari. Oh. And third class is first class is first class, second class, third class. Kanishta is one who sees the Lord only in deities. Madhyam is he respects others also, and Uttam is one who actually sees everybody devotees except himself. So that is the definition of Uttam, Madhyam and Kanishta. Oh, voice is again breaking, Anuj Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, a bit.
Anuj Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, a bit.
So then we can do like that. What you said, you can all switch off the videos. That is the only last we can do. Then let's see how it happens. All of you also can switch off the video. Let's see how this happens. Okay. So the first class, second class, and third class. That's all. Uttam, Madhyam, and Kanishta. Because is the explanation. The definition, as you understood what I said is, Kanishta means neophyte, means always fight. He respects only the deities. He doesn't respect devotees at all. That is neophyte. That is Kanishta. Madhyam is he differentiates. He loves the Lord, just like the Kanishta, he loves the Lord, deity, but he doesn't love devotees. But for a Madhyam, he loves prem with the Lord, Maitri with devotees. This is not found in the Kanishta. Prem, Maitri, Kripa is he goes and out and preaches also and shows mercy to the new people. And Upeksha is he keeps distance from envious people. But Uttam Adhikari is higher than that. He doesn't see anybody envious at all. He sees everybody as devotees and he himself is a non-devotee. That's all. So for that he doesn't go out and preach because he considers everybody as devotee. So for preaching, Uttam Adhikari has to come on the level of Madhyam Adhikari. Like that. Then only he can preach. So Uttam Adhikari means he sees everybody devotee except himself, and that's why he doesn't differentiate. And Madhyam Adhikari he differentiates. And Kanishta, he doesn't care. Somebody has written unable to hear anything.
Now it is okay for.
What I said based on that. Sure.